Having finished creating our form under index.html, now we are going to script.js to call on the necessary function and to declare the code. Okay, so you know that for function we're going to start with the keyword function, and then what's our function name as we have it here. So we gave it box size. Box size. Then you open your parentheses. After that, you open your code block. So inside our code block, that is where we're going to be declaring unnecessary things that we want to declare. You see, there's something we call get element by id under JavaScript function. So if you have been asking me what is the difference between id and class blah 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 before now, so this is the time you are going to understand it. So this is the time we are going to understand what we are doing, what we've been doing. So majorly this is part of where we use id for our, what is it called, for our JavaScript. So in this case now we want to declare, okay, so we have width, we have height, and we have length, right? So let's represent our width with w. So you can just say let w be, so this time now what do we want our w to be? We want it to be whatever the user inputs, user inputs inside the width input. So how do we get that in our JavaScript? So we're going to be using document dot get element by id, get element by id, and what is the id name of width? The id name of width is width. So we use width. Please, the spelling must not be different. So in order to avoid that, you can actually go back to your index.html, copy and come and paste it here directly. So are you getting that now? So after you have told it that, okay, let our w be whatever you get. This is what that means. From that input that the id is width, so document.get element, so that element that the user will put in is, so you get it by what? The id. What is the value of, what is the name of that id? Width. Are you following? So what's the name of that value? We say width, then dot value. So it is the value of that numeric value of that input that we actually need. Then your semicolon. What is this? So what other thing do we want to work on? Our length. So let L be document dot get element by id, length, right? It seems I need to go back there and check how I spelled my length. Okay. So in order to avoid all these rows, you can just copy and paste dot value. So now after you have done all this, the next thing is to tell us like what is the formula of that your what is it called, of your area or whatever you want to calculate. So let's say, so we can just say let's area be W, I don't know if I'm right, it's been long I did math anyway, dot height then length. So width times height times length. So after you have declared this, now you now come back here. Remember that we have one input where we want the answer to actually show. Okay, with this now, if we go and check our browser, let's see what we're going to have there. So let's see what we're going to have here. We try and input some records now. So we have shown this one. So this our W should be whatever that is inside width, H for height, L for this, and we said the area should be width times height times length now. Okay. So let's try and input something here. Let's say 3 times 4. Then our length, let's say 10. Okay, now calculate. It has actually calculated it, but the issue is we have not told our system to print it out here, and that is the next thing that we'll be doing. Alright, so let's go back to our JavaScript. Okay, so here now we'll be saying let document dot get element by ID, want it to be equal to by ID, that ID that we use for the input, which is solution, then by ID solution, and we let it to be equal to area. So now document dot so now, so what this is telling us is that we want whatever this area is, we want it to be printed out inside this input, the input that has the ID of solution. Area. So now let's go back to there and input some. Okay, so I forgot to add dot value to this before, So and then input some values here. So let's say we have 3 and let's say we have like 10 for this. Okay, now calculate. So it's going to give us 60. 2 times 3, that's 6 times 10, so it's going to give us 60. Alright, try this before I give you assessment on what to do on your own. See you in the next class.